boys, today we are back, and in today's video I'm going to be going over the tragic UFC Winnipeg or Ottawa. I don't even know where this fight is. It's in Canada somewhere. This is the worst fight card of all time. This is one of the worst main events of all time. This is just one of the worst just UFC outings. UFC, cards. Whoever thought of this idea for this main event, to this being a crowded fight night. I have no idea. I have no idea why. Mike Mallott's not even ranked. Gilbert Burns is on a fucking 4-fight skid. This fight's dog shit. This fight's terrible. This whole card's terrible. You have Charles Jourdain, the most overrated UFC fighter in UFC history, by the fans at least. He's terrible. Definitely Charles Jourdain, one of my least favorite fighters. I'm going off. I'm rambling. But I'm here to talk about the main event, Gilbert Burns versus Mike Malott. And you see by the title, in my opinion, Gilbert Burns is going to win this fight. And I know what you're thinking. You're fucking crazy. You're dumb. You're stupid for picking Gilbert Burns, because who the hell is picking Gilbert Burns in 2026? And I would agree with you. Gilbert Burns is washed as shit. Gilbert Burns cannot fight. Gilbert Burns, at this point in his career, he is on a 4-fight losing streak. His last win coming in 2023 against Jorge Masvidal. Before that, Neil Magny. This guy's got 2 wins in the past 3 years, and they're against Neil Magny and Jorge Masvidal. And I'm still picking him to beat Mike Malott. I don't give a shit. I do not give a shit. Gilbert Burns is going to slime out Neil Magny. Excuse me. This fight is so irrelevant, I can't even remember his opponent's name. Holy shit. Gilbert Burns is going to slime. Why am I talking about this, bro? Why do I come home from a long 8 hours of work and I have to fucking talk about this fucking card in Gilbert Burns versus Mike Malott as the main event? I don't know. Dana, why do you hate us? Why is Aljamain Sterling versus Yusuf Zalal a way better fight? Why is that in the Apex? Why is Melky Costa versus Arnold Allen a way better fight? Why is that in the Apex? We'll never know with this shit, man. We'll never know. Obviously, it's because it's a Canadian main event and they needed someone Canadian to, fucking headline it. I guess. They put DeRitter versus fucking Brendan Allen. They put it was going to be DeRitter versus Fluffy Hernandez. You cannot have a Canadian in the main event. But anyway, I'm rambling. Gilbert Burns is going to win this fight. I think he's going to submit Mike Malott easily. I don't think Mike Malott is a good fighter. I don't think Mike Malott has any skill. I don't think Mike Mallott's, UFC level. All Mike Malott has done is beat up cans, and he lost to Neil Magny. But we're here to talk about Gilbert Burns. In my opinion, Gilbert Burns is washed as shit. He's insanely washed. He's not good anymore. He's terrible. He doesn't have the heart in him anymore. He quits, which sucks, because Gilbert Burns at one time, that hazmat. Holy fuck. That Hamzat fight was one of the best fights literally of all time in my viewing opinion. One of the best fights I've ever watched. Crazy back and forth fight. Hamzat at his peak. Gilbert Burns took him to the fucking brink and almost finished him in that second round. So Gilbert Burns at one time was such a savage. But yeah, let's just look at his record. Lost to Hamzat. I'm okay with that loss. Comes back, beats Neil Magny, beats Jorge Masvidal. The Bilal Muhammad loss wasn't that bad in hindsight, because Gilbert Burns did injure his arm in that fight. Literally had one arm, couldn't throw it. Such a low output fight. Didn't look like himself. So I take that Bilal Muhammad loss with a grain of salt. It was genuinely just a pure striking fight between Bilal and Gilbert. Gilbert was injured early on in that fight, so I don't really take anything away from that. But the JDM fight, still, Gilbert Burns looking good, winning 2 rounds, winning the 3rd round. Obviously gets caught with a knee by JDM after a little scramble and then gets finished brutally. But he was winning all 3 rounds up until the finish. So that JDM fight, he was winning. Sean Brady got absolutely dominated just in the grappling, not in the striking. And Mike Mallott's not that strong of a grappler, so I'm not really worried about that. He did get dominated by Sean Brady, though. That is a fact. And then Malcolm Morales, obviously, he just went out there and got slammed out in the first round and pretty much quit. Nothing really hit him too hard on the chin, so yeah. That last loss is a little concerning, but it is against Michael Morales, who's going out there and just genuinely slamming out dudes in their prime like Sean Brady. So I'm not taking too much, stock into that. I think Gilbert Burns' 4-fight losing streak is a little we can make excuses. We can work around this 4-fight losing streak. It's not like you're getting slimed out all 4 times and getting he got slammed out twice, but you know what I mean. It's not like he's going out there and just losing immediately. He that fight with Bilal, he was injured. That fight with JDM, he was winning all 3 rounds. That fight with Sean Brady, he was losing, but he was getting dominated in the grappling, and Mike Mallott's not going to dominate Gilbert Burns in the grappling like that. And then the Mike Morales fight, everyone's doing that to him, and Gilbert Burns pretty much quit, so that really doesn't count. So in my opinion, Gilbert Burns is going to beat Mike Malott. Obviously, I'm kidding. Gilbert Burns sucks, but let's move on to Mike Malott. There's genuinely no way Mike Malott is UFC level. I'm sorry. It says something is wrong with ESPN. You can't even see it. Never mind. Can you see it now? Nope. Okay. Yeah, let's take a look at this dude Mike Mallott's UFC career. Obviously wins on Contender, beats Mickey Gall, beats Johan Lainez, beats Adam Fuggett, loses to Neil Magny in 2024. I'll say that again. Loses to Neil Magny in 2024. Are we dead ass? Takes Trevin Giles to a fucking decision. Now, to be fair, had a great victory against Charles Radke. Okay, we'll give him that. But Radke's not high level. Radke's terrible. He's a can. So but Mike Malott did look crispy in that fight. Got a nice little knockout for himself. So props to Mike Malott for that. That was about a year ago. And then in that fight with Kevin Holland, he looked dog shit. He looked absolutely dog shit in that fight. Nut-shotted Kevin Holland like fucking 3 times. And then barely did anything to him on the feet when Kevin Holland was just a shell of himself. Now, do I think Kevin Holland probably could have do I think Kevin Holland was milking it and could have thrown back? Yes. But Kevin Holland really didn't do anything. So that was like a free fucking win for Mike Malott. So this guy's best win is basically Charles Radke. Best win is Trevin Giles. Best win's Adam Fuggett. Are you dead ass, bro? And this guy's a main event? He's not ranked. He's got no star power. It's just because he's Canadian. Yeah, the crowd's probably going to roar for him. It's going to be hype if he wins, probably. For Canadians. Like, I don't give a shit if he wins or loses. Like, I really just don't care about this main event at all. This is such an oralist main event. And that's why it sucks. Like, this card is just terrible. And then, like, to cap it off with this, it's like, I'm genuinely not excited about this. Am I going to watch every single fight? Yes. Am I going to make a recap video about it? Yes. Just because I fucking love fighting. So it is fights. Once the main event like starts, am I probably going to be excited for a Mike Malott KO? Probably. But do I think he's going to win? No, I don't. What evidence looking at based on his UFC run, what evidence is showing that he is going to win? What win of his is proving, hey, this dude's somewhat high level? I'm sorry. Kevin Holland is not a high level win in 2025. It's just not. Charles Radke's not. You had a fight won against Neil Magny and you lost in the last 15 seconds. You gave up. You gave your back and just quit. And you lost to Neil Magny. Like, come on, man. There's no way. I can't pick you, bro. I'm sorry. Mike Malott, you're like genuinely a nice guy. You seem like a good dude. You seem like you have a good head on your shoulder. I'm probably rooting for you in this fight. Like, genuinely person to person, I'm probably rooting for Mike Malott. He seems like such a nice guy. The fighting's just, he should have been a hockey player, bro. It's just not in him. He's 34? Holy fuck. I didn't even realize he's 34. Yeah, this dude is not even a prospect. This dude's an unk. Not even a prospect. If he, like, if he beats Gilbert Burns, it's like, okay. Like, okay, 4-fight losing streak, Gilbert Burns. Shell of his former self, Gilbert Burns. Like, is it really going to be that impressive when Mike Malott goes out there and if he beats him, he, like, no, it's not. That's not fucking... That means nothing to me. So, but I think Gilbert Burns is going to go out there. Let me talk about how I think the fight will play out. We'll stop looking at records and former losses and shit like that because that's all these guys do is lose. Malott doesn't, but he loses to high level guys. Anyway, I think Gilbert Burns is going to go out there. I think Neil Magny, bro. I said this card is so bad. This fight is so bad. I think Gilbert Burns is going to go out there first round. Mike Mallott's going to be landing straight shots, landing jabs. I think Gilbert's going to get touched up on the feet in round 1. I think Gilbert's going to try to get some takedowns. Won't happen. Round 2, I think Gilbert's going to press Mike Malott up against the cage. I think he's going to get like a trip. I think he's going to get a takedown. I don't know. I just have Gilbert Burns by submission. I can't do this. I can't tell you why. I can't tell you how. Gilbert Burns is just going to win this fight by like arm triangle or rear naked choke in round 2. Do I think he's going to get tagged up on the feet? Yes. Do I think he can land takedowns on Mike Malott? Yes. Mike Malott does have a decent grappling. He showed that in the Neil Magny fight. He does have decent grappling, but Gilbert Burns is somewhat high level, right? Gilbert Burns is a good submission artist, right? Like, I don't know. Should I just pick Malott by KO? Should I just change this whole video and just change the title and change the thumbnail? Is Malott just going to go out there and just land a bomb on his chin and probably win? I mean, probably. Mike Malott has pillow hands, though. I know that knockout against Charles Radke was somewhat good. Somewhat powerful. This fight's just terrible. Fuck it. Give me Gilbert Burns by submission. Second round, arm triangle. Gets takedowns. Gets trips. gets takedowns, gets trips. I don't think Mike Mallott's that good. So give me Gilbert Burns by second round submission. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm sorry you have to lay your eyes on this card this weekend. We're gonna get through it. We have this shitty card. Then what's next after that? What is this on? This is on the 18th and the 25th. Ooh, Zalal versus Aljamain Sterling. I'm actually excited for that fight. It sucks it's in the Soulless Apex, but Zalal versus Sterling should be a good fight. I'm an Aljamain Sterling fan, so hopefully he wins that. But at least this fight in this card's in a crowd. Hopefully the Canadian crowd usually shows out, so I'm excited for that. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know if I'm dumb as fuck for picking Gilbert Burns to win. Please subscribe. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.